It's Tuesday. I missed you yesterday on Monday. Unfortunately, I had quite a long meeting in the morning, and the book that I chose to do for yesterday, which I'm going to do today, it was just too long and involved to be able to get it done, so I'm utilizing that for today. I got some of the work done on it yesterday, finish it up today, get it posted for you. Now, this book is for kind of older students. Not older students in the sense that there's anything in it that younger students could not access, but it's a little bit more involved of a story. It's a little bit of a biography about this guy named DJ Kool Herc. And DJ Kool Herc really invented what we know today as hip-hop. So any rap music that you like, or new dance music and things like that, hip-hop, of course, itself, kind of came out of DJ Kool Herc in the mid-1970s and early into the 80s as well. But it's a really interesting read, and I just sat down and I started to think to myself about the books that I've been reading. And I said, I want to do something that older students might enjoy listening to. So I chose this one. Music like that is something that's really popular. It is something that most of our students are kind of involved in, and I thought maybe they would like to see about the origins and the history of that time. So I hope everybody gives it a watch and tell me what you think, and we'll get started with DJ Kool Herc and When the Beat Was Born. It was written by Laban, Carrick and Theodore Taylor III is the illustrator, and the illustrations are really cool inside. There is quite a lot of story going on, so it's a little bit longer than some of the other stories that we've been doing, but sit back and enjoy, and I hope you like it. When the Beat Was Born, DJ Kool Herc and the Creation of Hip Hop. Clive loved music. It didn't matter what kind, whether it was a wah-wah scat of a jiving trumpet, a sorrowful twang of sad voice, or the belting boom of a gospel singer. Little Clive loved the way sound thumped and bumped all the way down in his stomach. He loved the way the music made his feet go, hip hip hop, hippity hop. Little Clive lived in Kingston, Jamaica. His hero was a DJ named King George who threw the biggest and baddest house parties in the neighborhood of Somerset Lane. On Saturday nights, everybody who was anybody made their way to Somerset Lane for King George's hot dance parties. Little Clive was too young to go to the parties, so he went to the house when King George and his friends were setting up during the day. They'd arrived pushing a big old handcart stacked with crates of records. Clive had never seen so many records. He imagined himself as a DJ, surrounded by all those records, choosing just the right song to get the party jamming. He saw himself toasting like a DJ, talking and singing over the instrumental B-sides of records. Clive dreamed of everyone's feet going hip hip hop, hippity hop. Little Clive really wanted to be a DJ. When little Clive was 13, he joined his mama in New York City. Clive wasn't sure he liked his new neighborhood in the Bronx. It was cold. He had to wear a silly winter hat with ear flaps, and everybody made fun of him. But Clive did find one thing besides music that made him feel like he belonged: sports. He ran track and lifted weights. He played basketball at the neighborhood playground. Soon little Clive was no longer little. He had grown to 6 foot 5 inches tall. He called himself Cool as Clyde, after his favorite basketball player, Walt Clyde Frazier. But the kids on the basketball court took one look at his size and called him Hercules. Clive cut the name short to Herc and then added cool to make it just right. Kool Herc. The best part of being big was that he could go with his mom to neighborhood house parties where he listened to the hottest tunes and danced like crazy.
Clive loved these parties. They were just like the ones he stood outside of in Somerset Lane. One day, Cool Herc's father bought a monster sound system with giant 6-foot speakers. But when he hooked up the system, instead of a really big sound coming from the speakers, a little mumbling sound trickled out. Cool Herc spent days switching wires and plugging things into other things, until one day, the sound was big. Not just big like Cool Herc, but big like an entire block in the Bronx. Cool Herc and his little sister Cindy rented the rec room in their housing project on Sedgwick Avenue. They handwrote invitations telling everybody when and where to get their groove on. They posted cards around the neighborhood. They set up their father's sound system. On the night of the party, everybody who was anybody made their way to Sedgwick Avenue for Cool Herc's hot dance party. That's when Cool Herc became DJ Cool Herc. DJ Cool Herc noticed that dancers danced crazy hard during the breaks in the song when the lyrics ended and the music bumped and thumped. Herc knew that's what dancers wanted, so he plugged in 2 turntables instead of 1. He put the same record on both turntables. He set it up so that when one record ended its break, he could flip over to the other turntable and play it again. Doing this over and over, he made a 10-second break last for 10, 15, even 20 minutes or more. Herc remembered the way DJs in Jamaica would chant and toast over the music. He started calling out the names of his friends during the breaks. There goes my mellow, Coke La Rock in the house. There goes my mellow, Clark Kent in the house. There goes my mellow, Timmy Tim in the house. There goes my mellow, Bambata. Everybody loved hearing his or her name called out over the music. He'd compliment people on their dance moves. He'd talk about the music and send shout-outs. He'd make up little raps like the jump rope rhymes he heard on the playground. Or he would call, "Hey, Mike on the lights, make like a strobe." And Mike would flip the switch on and off. Over the next year, Herc took his parties to the streets and parks of the Bronx. He plugged his sound system into the lampposts. They pulled so much power that the streetlights dimmed, the perfect lighting for a street party. Cool Herc's music made everybody happy. Even street gangs wanted to dance, not fight. Gangs like the Savage Skulls, the Glory Stompers, the Blue Diamonds, the Black Cats, and the Black Spades turned into breakdancing crews who performed some of the slickest moves. Herc called the coolest dancers breakdancers, or b-boys, because they loved to dance the breaks. When Herc would find a really good break, he'd shout, "B-boys, go down!" Then the breakdancers would cut and jump their gymnastics. Hey, check this out! The top rock, the down rock, the windmill, the turtle, one-handed handstand freeze. Herc gathered a crew of friends to rap behind his DJing. He invited Coke La Rock, a Jamaican friend, to rap. He called him his master of ceremonies, or MC. Coke knew all about toasting like Jamaican DJs. He was the first of Herc's crew of MCs, called the Herculoids. Herc would introduce them with a rap. You rock and you don't stop, and this is the sounds of DJ Cool Herc, and the sound system you're listening to is what we call the Herculoids. Soon, kids from all over New York City came to see DJ Cool Herc, who threw the biggest and baddest parties on Sedgwick Avenue. Africa Bambaataa, Grandmaster Flash, Jazzy Jeff, and dozens of others all wanted to be DJs just like Cool Herc. There's no story can't be told, there's no horse that can't be rode, and no bull can't be stopped, and ain't a disco we can't rock. Herc, Herc, who's the man with a master plan from the land of Gracie Grace? Herc, Herc. He didn't just rock the block. He put the hip hip hop hippity hop into the world's heartbeat.
we're back. What did you think? That's what I thought too. Really interesting about how hip-hop came about. You know, we went to the Smithsonian Institute last year, and at the current time, there is a display or an exhibit on the origins of hip-hop, and a lot of it is dedicated to DJ Kool Herc. It started around 1975, 1976. When I was growing up, or when I was in high school, I was in high school from 1982 to 1986, rap music and hip-hop in general started to become really popular. You started to hear people like the Sugar Hill Gang, Kool Moe Dee, Run DMC especially was really, really big at that time with this song called Rock Box. It was really getting really popular, and it really exploded. It got really big, really, really fast. And it's really interesting to find out later on that, wow, this did not start that long ago and got really big, especially here on the East Coast, very, very quickly. So I hope you enjoyed that. It's something a little bit different. And tomorrow we're going to get back to a favorite. I've noticed there's lots of views on 2 of the books that I've done. And one of them I'm going to read another version of tomorrow. So I hope you'll come back to check that out with us. I hope everybody has a great Tuesday, and we'll see you back here tomorrow on Wednesday.